Happy New
Alright.
Year! I'm kidding.
Yep, we're back with part 2, where we will now start talking about everyone's favorite part of a comic series, the antagonists.
I have to
Yes,
say there
the
are a lot
bad
of them.
guys that will take over the world. Mwahaha.
Of course!
Alright, so let's cut to the chase and get to the characters then.
Alright
Okay,
then.
I'm looking at the first one, and Realm Wars?
Yep.
I take it you based this one off of Orochimaru as a
No, this has nothing to do with Orochimaru.
Blackthornne?
Yes. The thing is, I originally, I was trying to come up with a name for, but, nothing was really getting into my head, but then, I was listening to this music by a composer by the name of Nox Arcana. I don't know if any of you heard of him.
No, I haven't.
Nope.
No.
To Google!
Yeah, alright. Yeah, go look him up
To the
on Google
Batmobile.
something. Or look him up on YouTube and hear his music. He's really great and stuff like that. But, yeah, I basically, one of the albums that he made, along with one of the things that he wrote, was called Blackthornne. Blackthorne Asylum. I listened to the track, and it definitely sounded like something that you would hear if you were to encounter this character. So I'm like, okay, I guess I could name him after this.
What, that's a dude? I'm kidding.
No. Okay, so let's begin with this. Blackthorne was once a miserable woman who always had problems being human. Everyone she met always mocked her for her looks, as she wasn't the most attractive girl. She loved a man named Ido Akayame. However, she was always shunned away by prettier girls. Desperate, she turned to a wizard who granted her eternal beauty. She was pretty, alright, the most beautiful damn thing on the planet. However, her beauty then made her become snobbier and snootier to the point where no one could love her. Hearing her plea, Lucius gives Thorn the chance to turn back at the people who did her harm. And in the end, she turned into a Naga. She often lures suspectful people into her arms before she eventually turns around and swallows her captives whole. But if feasting on her captives doesn't work, she's got her snake side to beat them down before dining. She has a taste for anything, but her favorite meals were usually humans. She ended up becoming queen of the realm of darkness. However, the big question is that even when human, why did Lucius take her in? Was she so beautiful that even the most tainted couldn't resist her?
Oh god.
Good point. Well, Naga, that explains a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, she's not really, that much a part of it. Like, she does have this one part before actually fighting with Kamiko.
Ah.
And, again, not really much trivia on this one, considering that she's kind of a new character.
Okay.
Alright, next one?
No.
Caprias.
Okay. This one, I thought was kind of interesting, and I like the ability that I gave the guy.
Okay.
Alright. Caprias is the top knight of the realm of nightmares. One night during the European Renaissance, the Queen of England had a nightmare about a cursed knight raiding her castle, and thus Caprias sprung forth. Caprias is a cursed knight with supernatural abilities. He's master of sword fighting, and his shield can project horrifying images into a foe's mind. Caprias' most distinctive ability is the ability of replication. If a limb is cut off, he'll grow two back, and if he is cut in half, he'll produce a clone. The only way to kill him is to strike the original's vital region. He seems to have a rivalry with Starway.
Oh, wow.
Vital regions.
yeah, so Sorry.
that's just weakness. Dick.
Or go Highlander, but...
And he actually does fight with Riona and, taunts her weakness.
Ah. I thought that begs the question, if he creates a clone and, this clone is running around, can he kill his own clone?
He can retract his clone.
Ah, okay.
Alright,
Yeah,
so that
would
pretty much
make more
solves that
sense.
problem.
And now I think about it, Realms, it's like, yeah, this is like the first, because you're talking about how, English Renaissance and he's from England and everything. It's like, so this whole thing takes place on Earth?
Okay, I derped in the call at this portion of the discussion, and Dani forgets to mention the question to me again, so I'll answer it here. So sit back. This is going to drag on for a while. There's actually multiple settings to this series, and to make sure this doesn't drag out for too long, I'll only provide one example. There are multiple realms in which all have a special reasoning for its inhabitants' existence. Caprias, who we just discussed, is from the realm of nightmares. In the realm of nightmares, anything that is created in a nightmare is created as a real being in this realm. The nightmare just took place in the Renaissance era. It's just the character existed in its own plane after the nightmare became realized in the Queen of England's dream. I hope that answered your question, Dani, and if it does, you can either put it in the comments on this video or call me up if it does, or if you have any other questions that you'd like to raise. And now we continue with the discussion. Next character?
Yeah.
Welcome back to manga discussion.
Okay, so what character are we on now?
Chimley, I think his name is.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like a baby Kamiko.
Oh my god. Dani, Jen, you are going to find this so insane that it is adorable.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay.
Brace
Chimley,
yourselves.
Chimley is the 8-year-old...
Babe.
Okay. Chimley is the 8-year-old son of Blackthornne and Lucius. He possesses most of his father's traits, and a bit of his mother's personality can be spotted when he's playing alone. With the playful attitude aside, he's very temperamental and is easy to upset. Excluding his father, Chimley can't stand dragons, especially Amara. And this is the richest part of them all. Always making crayon drawings of Amara's death with words such as die in fire, bleed for my passion, and most importantly, burn in hell, you goody yipping pile of pretentiousness.
Boy! It's so insane!
And keep in mind, this kid's 8
Don't
years
you
old.
love it when little kids do that
Oh
kind of
my
insane
god, it's
stuff?
Chibi Romano.
We should send him to Keith then.
Yeah, send him to Keith for babysitting, even though I don't know who the fuck Keith is.
Psycho
Alright.
babies are always so
But,
cute.
this is the part where it starts to get rich. Most believe it's Lucius's encouragement that thrives his hate for dragons and humans. He wields his father's dark powers and his mother's snake powers. Unlike his mother, he hates the taste of humans and would rather burn them alive. So despite his innocent, childlike demeanor, he is a bad boy.
He's sweet yet
Bad
insane.
boy, bad boy.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like, Lucius encourages this. So it's like, you could imagine them walking on the street and he goes up to a woman, he's like, you're a good boy.
Oh, wait, it's like, or maybe even like he sets fire to his school, or maybe like punches one of the other kids. His dad's going, it's like, I love you, son.
No.
I'm so proud of you!
Guys. This is how it happens. One day, the teacher, he goes, my desk is small. I require this boy's desk instead. Everyone gets the same desk, Chumley. Next day, what's going on here? And he's just surrounded by desks.
Oh, and don't forget the pile of dead bodies. And the dead
blood.
baby.
Tons of blood!
Alright, so let's continue with this. Next character.
Yes. We move on to Fox Dragon.
Now before, I gotta say this right now. I'm gonna let you finish, but Realm Wars?
Yeah?
Did you take the head of the nine-tailed fox and stick it on a dragon?
No, I didn't.
Bullshit, you didn't. That is the fucking QB.
What? I don't get the joke.
It's basically, you're not the only people to say this, but the head of the fox dragon looks like the head of Ninetails. I will say this, I did look at the Ninetails fox for a reference, but it's mainly because you could basically raise the argument that foxes usually look the same anyway.
I would beg to differ. Ninetales from Okami.
Yeah, and
Ninetales
like,
Pokemon.
Yep. Whatever. But the fox.
girl.
I get like, reference practice for like, drawing like fox anatomy and everything, but it's like, yeah, you should, probably reconsider.
Yeah, I might later on.
Yeah, like the ears for one.
Yep.
But anyway, back to it.
Okay, the Fox Dragon is every dragon's nightmare, a dragon-demon hybrid with all the ultimate abilities of a powerful dragon and a powerful demon. Combined with recklessness, ferocious, and unpredictable attacks, the Fox Dragon is a perfect final resort for Nightmare.
So, I got a question. Since apparently he's also part fox, does he also get the abilities of what a fox demon would have as well?
Yeah, he does.
So basically he can turn into a chick as well and possess bodies of females as well?
She is not Rao.
Well, not really. All foxes can do that.
Wait a minute, even guy ones?
Yeah,
Okay, so let's continue with this then.
Oh, here we go!
Kenshin!
Oh, God.
Okay, next one.
Kenchi.
What is
It's Kenshin. I mean Kenshin.
it? Oh, yes. Yeah, Kenchi the werewolf.
Ah! No, you should nickname him Kenshin. And for guys who have watched the anime Ronoil, whatever the fuck his name is.
Rurouni Kenshin. I know what you're talking about.
Realmwars,
Yes, thank you.
Kenchi,
Yep.
Yeah, Kenchi, I know you're watching this, so blame this all on Realmwars. I had nothing to do with this.
If
None
you
of
don't
us
like the
had.
name, Kenchi will Kenchi, if you're watching this, if you don't like the name, we'll change it to Kenshin, okay?
Hey, I'm making him a badass werewolf. He could at least be grateful for that. I could have made him into a pansy.
Oh, boy.
Alrighty, continue.
Give him
Okay,
something.
Kenchi is a werewolf and the head of the pack. During the war between vampires and werewolves, Kenchi secretly tried to make negotiations with Demon Lord Saiga to fight against the vampires. The results were a super werewolf, one with incredible edible speed, brute strength, and keen senses. Kenchi has never had another werewolf meet his caliber of power and thwarted vampire armies everywhere. And like all werewolves, when the moon is full, he transforms into his true form.
That's kind of
At least he's not like Jacob.
Oh, God.
How many Twilight references are we gonna make?
Seriously, I was just about to say that. One more Twilight reference, I swear to God.
Alright, I got a question, Realmwars. Can he, I know werewolves could transform on full moon nights, but if he gets a hold of wolfsbane, which is a type of flower, can he transform to a werewolf willingly? Because they can't do that with wolfsbane.
No, we can't.
Oh.
Mainly because the demonic power in him is too great.
So it
well-
pretty much overrides the Wolfsbane or
Yes,
something?
it's override.
Alrighty.
Next character?
Here we go. Onward to Nightmare.
Yes, and
this
you
guy.
saw what I did here.
It's like nightmare. I don't know. It's just nightmare spelled with a K and everything. It just reminds me of that British game show with the kid.
Yes.
That was called Nightmare.
Ooh, nasty.
Okay,
Yeah.
but anyway, the thing is, I kind of like the beginning of how this starts because it is such an oxymoron. Anyway, Nightmare is the ruler of the realm of nightmares and is the weakest superior in history.
Well,
You guys get the oxymoron?
Yeah.
It's
no.
like he's the weakest strong guy, but he's the strongest weak guy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Not much is within his power, but the ability to create nightmares and destroy dreams. He can create images so terrible that most would choose death over the experience. Nightmares
You mean like Lola Stone putting a drill to the head? The loved ones reference, BTW?
Nightmare's manipulation is restricted. He can only tamper with the visions of non-superiors. Against other superiors, Nightmare isn't the most effective fighter.
so basically, when he fights Kamiko, he's fucked.
Yes!
So, basically, in a nutshell, Nightmare is kind of like Riala from Nights in the Dreams. I kid.
Alright. Except not as fruity.
Hey, Riala is fucking manly.
Oh, God, here we go.
There's the knife, he's fucking manly.
Here we go.
Okay, let's continue with this before Dani and me get into an argument.
More
Okay.
for night.
Okay, Ramos, what the fuck am I looking at?
What is it?
It looks like a bad tentacle monster out of a tentacle hentai.
Are you looking at Gorath?
No.
I'm looking
Morphite.
at Morphite.
Oh, Morphite. Okay,
Yeah, what the fuck am I looking at?
Okay, now let me explain this one a bit, because this is one that I've been trying to develop a bit more, because I found the idea of this kind of character a bit interesting. And let's see.
Let me guess. You use him to tentacle rape all the other women. I kid.
Okay, one more joke.
One more out of context joke like that, and I swear to God, I'll have Brandon slap a bunch of bitches.
Starting them with the ones in this call.
Alright. Morphonite. When too many people morph together, a Morphonite appears. Morphonites are normally not strong. It usually depends on what they are morphed with. Morphonites have a bladed throat that can extend outwards for swift kills. And instead it breathes from its chest. It can also extend tentacles that can drag people into its stomach. Morphonites are very swift, and its attack patterns are very hard to read. Plus, it can extend the length of its mouth to execute long-range tentacle attacks. They can also reproduce asexually. They have an egg and sperm cell that can reproduce any time they need, and if the carrier dies, the baby feeds off its mother for survival.
Okay.
You gave a lot of thought into this one, didn't you?
I'm trying to think of this one D&D monster that I remember seeing. God damn it!
Realmwars, I think your ideas, that is a really unique character as well, but I keep helping feeling like you got the idea of him, being unreadable from, what was it? This one character in Soul Calibur.
No, the funny thing is I've never played Soul Calibur.
Yeah. Waldo was his name, I think.
Yeah, the only Soul Calibur that I'm really well aware of is the one that Kratos is in for obvious reasons.
Morphonite reminds me a little bit of Ghost Freak from Ben 10 for some reason.
The funny thing is I didn't even get the idea of the design from Ghost Freak.
I know, I'm sure you didn't. I'm just saying, looking at him, he kind of reminds me of Ghost Freak.
So I'm trying to think, when you in the beginning where it says, when two people morph together, a Morphonite appears. So it's like, unless it's spoiler-tastic and everything, could you go a little bit into detail on how
no, it's not spoiler at all. It's not spoiler at all. It's just there's some characters in here who will morph their powers together, but if there's too much of it where it becomes unstable, they transform into this thing.
Oh, okay.
Looks like something out of Amnesia.
Oh my God.
Okay, so can we continue?
Yes.
Alrighty, Nightgazer.
Yes. I loved how this one turned out, and I also love, the stuff they wrote for him. Nightgazer is an assassin from the realm of nightmares. Just like Shadow Kamiko, he gloats how he always gets his job done. Only difference is, Nightgazer has the bragging rights. Nightgazer's suit is packed with material to make his brutal kills. In his right hand, he can extend razor-sharp claws that can cut solid rock. On his left hand, he has retractable arrows that can spring into grappling hooks. Rockets on his chest, a utility belt with a grenade, smoke bomb, and a reflector. Jet shoes on his left shoulder, a cloaking device. On his back, 2 dual swords that can turn into shuriken, and a helmet that can detect energy levels, heat rates, and vital regions to make swift, silent kills. He's a walking killer from every angle. He is a wisecrack, and he prefers dark humor to taunt his targets. When he's serious, he only focuses on killing people.
So, basically, in a nutshell, it's when Predator and Deadpool get together.
The funny thing,
just thinking that, except replace Predator with Terminator.
Yeah, the thing is, I did get kind of the wisecracking from Deadpool, but the thing is, I don't really focus on fourth wall breaking, but mainly the dark humor.
Looking at his character, I'm totally resisting making a TF2 joke right now. I mean, not TF2, Team 4-Star, I'm sorry.
But basically, the one thing that I can give you guys for dark humor is that he says to the dragons, and when we actually do get to this character, the reference might make a bit more sense. You'll be like, oh, that's such a dick thing to say. But he says that to the dragons themselves, well, I'm here to finish what the demons should have done a long time ago. In fact, it was my favorite time in history. I have it marked on every calendar, just for a reminder.
God damn.
Next character?
Resisting
Saiga.
joke.
Yes. This motherfucker, the reason the entire dragons are at war.
Oh,
all
boy.
you see Yeah, the giant tail that's
Yeah, the thing is, I only wanted to do the tail for suspense because, like, Saiga is, like, the main guy, and I don't want to spoil too much.
That's understandable.
You should
Alright.
totally make him into a twin-headed dragon.
Alright. The Lord of Demons and the fear of all who lived through the War of the Dragons and Demons. The Demon Lord Saiga is the most horrific and most powerful demon. Saiga is unbeatable. Even Titans can't restrain him. He is a superior no one could ever imagine. Even Saiga. But when Saiga is around, it's usually the sign of dead hope. The size alone is enough to strike fear into a strong will. His presence is enough to summon death upon people. Even his own powers are too horrifying to describe. You feel death as the only thing saving you from his torment. Just do yourself a favor. If you run into Saiga, just kill yourself. Don't try to escape him. Your end is decided when his eyes see you.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
So basically, this one is just like Kenpachi.
I don't want to again. I don't want to
no.
talk too much about this one because it's spoiler stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
no
and
next
for the
problem.
character.
record, I wouldn't really say like personally, I wouldn't really say Kenpachi, but it's more of like can't really think of the right name, but pretty much
Yeah.
like you know
Death
how
from Supernatural. Death from Supernatural.
Oh my god, I need to watch that show.
yeah, let's pretty
Alright.
much go with that. It's like when you see this guy, you're pretty much fucked. There's no wisecracks, no jokes. You are screwed.
Alright,
Now
next
I'll be
character.
right back.
Okay. Yeah. Next character. Who's next?
Moving
Shadow
on.
Beast. The Shadow
Oh,
Beast.
Shadow Beast. Jen, you're probably gonna go WTF when I start reading this at this one part.
Okay.
Alright, so, let's begin with this. The Shadow Beast is a creature that guards the prison cells in the Shadow Realm. She is very ferocious, even if fighting to the death.
Wait,
sorry,
that thing's
she?
Yes, that is a girl.
Okay.
Lovely.
She will recklessly charge at her foes, no matter how much damage she takes to herself. The beast also knows how to use earth and fire elements. However, due to her amphibious appearance, she can't use fire too much or she gets dehydrated. But guarding isn't her only job. She's also used for life sacrifices. When humans are captured, they're sent to the Shadow Beast and are devoured. Shadow Beast is tameable, but it's very challenging.
Ah.
Huh.
She's got very tiny hands.
Yes, she does.
I hate to say this, but she kind of reminds me of that one frog from Twilight Princess.
Does
And
she
I'm
smell of
back.
cabbage?
Sorry about that.
Alright.
Next
Okay.
character.
Yep.
Shadowzar.
Can I take this one?
Shadowzar.
Shadowzar.
Yeah, and
She
the
is,
funny thing is, the thing with the Shadow Realm. Let me explain how the Shadow Realm works in this continuity, because it's like you have other continuities and how it works. Like, of course, you have the famous Yu-Gi-Oh one that many people seem to like to go by, but with this Shadow Realm, it's believed that the shadow that follows you is actually you in another plane, but is basically there's this curse in the Shadow Realm where your shadow, whatever you are as a human being, your shadow is the exact opposite. So if you are strong, your shadow's weak, but if you're stupid, your shadow's intelligent.
So basically it's like the mirror world.
Yep. The only one who is immune to this effect is the Shadowzar. And originally I was going to make him the shadow of Hitler, but I decided to change that because that was too corny.
Yeah.
Hitler,
Yeah.
really? Really?
Yes, but it does show like who he's the shadow of later on in the series, mainly by what he does and expressions and stuff like that, and stuff that I'm not going to say here because spoilers. Alright, so
Alright.
Shadowzar is the ruler of the Shadow Realm and the Shadow Realm's most powerful superior. Being the ruler, he has full control over the land as well as his army of shadows. His army isn't the strongest, but he has an arsenal of tactics himself. He has the ability to cast magic with his staff. He can manipulate the weather, control gravity, and his favorite spell, telekinesis.
Huh.
Shadowzar isn't one to kill immediately, but he brutally and mentally tortures his victim into either submission or suicide. Shadowzar normally keeps his temper low, but when it comes to those who are stronger than him, he lets out his frustrations with a bloody vengeance.
So basically this guy is me.
Yes. Minus the gay sledgehammer.
Yeah, he's got a pointy staff.
Yep, that casts magic.
Alrighty, and finally, Shadow.
Yep.
Finally,
Shadow. Yep. Okay, Shadow Kamiko has a mysterious origin, but so do most shadows. Shadow Kamiko is a master of fire elements and uses his pyrotechnics for brutal assassinations. He's cold, stuck up, and tasteless towards everything that doesn't concern him, and is black-hearted enough to murder infants if ordered to. However, Shadow Kamiko can be very stubborn, curses a lot, especially when it comes to losing his targets. He'll hold grudges until his man is dead. Shadow Kamiko also nasty habit of gloating, explaining how great of a killer he is, and often loses track of his job because of his gloating. Plus, he's a terrible strategist, mostly relies on cheap tactics or head-on attacks, praying that they work. If there are two things he can do right, he can smack talk and back himself up with firepower.
So, yeah, alrighty.
Yeah, like the thing is, one of the people who he curses at the most is obviously Amara.
I can tell.
Yeah, he curses at Amara a lot, and he constantly taunts Chrome because, you know, obviously, since it said that since he's more of a teacher, he mocks him because he finds that a weakness.
Ah.
So, yeah. That's...
Oh, by the way, I'm sure Dani might get the reference as well, but I am looking at Shadow Kamiko's head. It looks like Vati's symbol.
Oh, the helmet?
Yeah, it looks like Vati's symbol.
Okay, the thing is, I actually got it from I actually, you know, kind of got the idea from the dark symbol from a Pokemon card, but I added a little bit of other details to it so it doesn't look completely like it.
Ah.
Alright, so I assume that's it?
Yep.
Yeah, the thing is, these are all of the antagonists, but I'm leaving some of them out because, you know, some of them are spoiler
Wait,
stuff.
isn't there another one?
Solana?
Oh yeah, her.
Of course, the dark fan service of the group.
Mind if I read this one?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna read it, but okay, you can.
Called it. Okay. Solana is an orphan who was teased as a child for her losses. On the verge of suicide, she came across a crown that gave her the ability of controlling powers of the sun. She later learned that the crown belonged to Helios, the Greek god of the sun. With it, she could grow the size of a god, so she used this power to get back at all those who did her harm, either burning them alive, crushing them, or growing a monstrous appetite. Solana's vengeance soon got a hold of her and started to punish even those who were innocent, and thus Demon Lord Saiga took advantage.
So, basically, in a nutshell, she's that one chick that every guy wants because she has enormous tits. Literally enormous tits.
No, that's not it at all.
I kid.
Yeah, that's not it at all. But I don't know why I forgot to put this in there, but she also has the ability of controlling fire and light, since, you know, the crown of Helios, god out of the sun.
I can't help but think, did you get the Helios idea from me?
No.
God of War?
No, the thing is, I'm going to talk about this a little bit because, you know, this does concern a little bit of trivia with this character. Solana was originally a part of her own little series that I basically made up, but ended up becoming a complete copy of Sailor Moon.
Ah.
But, Jen, you're gonna find this absolutely hilarious. This was not her original design. This is, actually something that I changed her design into because her original design looked exactly like Orihime.
Oh, boy.
Oh wow.
The
new one from the newer Bleach episodes, or the old version from the older episodes?
The old Orihime.
Oh, wow. I would have liked to see
She
that.
had the same colored shirt.
I would have liked to see that.
Yeah, she had the same colored shirt as well. But yeah, I decided to change that because it's like, I don't want some Orihime walking around in my anime.
Oh wow.
There's already
I guess
one!
Deal with all,
Well,
I guess that's all the,
yeah, that's
well,
all
we
the,
don't want her.
That's all the antagonists.
And also to add, we definitely don't want another leak spin girl round.
Anyway.
So yeah.
That was another joke. Permission to slap.
Yep.
No.
Permission, okay, you're granted.
I didn't feel a thing.
You see, Jen, I take Brandon's side. Anyway. So yeah, that's the end of part 2. Now join us in the final part as we go over the prologue to the first book.
Yep.
Yay. And break.